Hey everybody! Sorry I had to cancel class today, but I think I've put together a few videos here that'll keep you interested and bridge the gap between what we were just doing in class the past couple days and what we'll be doing for the last 2 weeks we have together in weeks 9 and 10. So this is going to be a talk about a very specific kind of probability distribution, a very, very specific one. And for years and years and years, I've wondered what the best way to kind of tease this idea out was. And I've discovered that the absolute greatest example of how to do it occurred when my family and I bought 4 chicks. This has been about 5 years ago now. We got our first 4 chickens. So up here, we've got a Plymouth Barred Rock chick. These are called day-olds. They're about a day old, maybe 2 days old. This is a Delaware in honor of my home state. This is an Americana, and this is a Orpington. All these chicks, some of you might keep chickens yourself at your house. All these ladies do great out in the backyard, even in the cold Central Oregon winters. You don't have to keep a heat lamp on them, which is awesome. What's interesting though is we've always enjoyed keeping them. Here's Max bringing them home. They come in this little Happy Meal box, which is so cute. And you get a bag of food, and Max just loves them. He loves them. Since these girls, we've had them for, well, one of them's still around, Bertha, this one right here. She's still around. She doesn't lay much anymore. If you had me in 105, you actually analyzed. They started losing their egg-laying production after a while. We've lost the other 3 due to a number of causes, and we've actually had to purchase more to replace them if we want to keep egg production high. So here in this picture, you see the 4 original girls in the middles here, and then some of the new ones we've had over time, and even some of those have passed, and we've replaced them again, and it's fun. You know, it's always fun going to the store. Max gets super excited. He loves collecting the eggs, and that is the point. The point is that we want eggs. So it's interesting when we go into the store. I mean, look how small these things are when you buy them. They're tiny. This is them at a few months of age, or even a few years of age. But this is when they're first born. And I asked the guy at the store, Joel, over at High Desert Ranch Home, I said, how do you know they're girls? Like, they're born, right? How do you know they're girls? They're called pullets, Pullets, when they sell them. They're called sexed pullets because they've been checked for a chickenness, femaleness. And I said, how do you know? I mean, they're so small, and they don't seem to have any distinguishing characteristics. And he said, you know, it's true. And he showed me a picture of both a male and a female pullet, or not a pullet, but a male and female baby chicken. And yet, you know, they do not look different at all. It's pretty incredible, actually. So he said, you know, we're not always accurate. And what he told me was the chance that a chick they call female is actually female is 90%. So according to him, 9 out of every 10 chicks that they call female are actually female. 9 out of 10 chicks that we call female are actually female. And I took a look at the box that Max brought home, and I told Joel, I'm like, you mean there's a 1 in 3 chance there's a boy in here? And he looked at me and he kind of tilted his head sideways and smiled. He said, how did you ever figure that out? And that's what I want to do with you all today, is I want to show you how I figured that out. And I want to show you how it applies to not just chickens, because it doesn't just apply to chickens. It applies to anything that can be considered a quote-unquote coin flip or a quote-unquote roll of the die. And I want to talk to you about that first. I want you to think of it as a coin flip more than a roll of the die, because a coin flip has 2 possibilities. So each of these chicks is either a boy or a girl, right? Each of these chicks is either a boy or a girl. So each of these chicks in this picture is a boy or a girl. And the thing about chickens is you don't know what you got until they mature and either start laying eggs or start crowing. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So each of these chicks is either a boy or a girl. Not that one. That's my son. So what I want to talk about is this idea of a coin flip. You know, the chance that a female chick is actually female is 90%. The other means there's a 10% chance that chick is male. What I want to do through the course of the next few videos is kind of break that down using topics from before, a couple different topics that we're going to fuse into one topic. So let's get started, shall we?